Hello, everybody. Welcome to the third episode of the Primal Life podcast. I have a really cool person on here to talk about her story and really share what motivates her and the hurdles that she overcame in her fitness journey. I think there's going to be a lot of fun stuff and a lot of stuff that you guys can really take to heart and use to benefit you guys in this. But I just want to introduce Winona. She has an Instagram page, Make Change to See Change, right?
Yes.
And it's really, there's a lot of motivational stuff on there that I look at pretty much every day, and it really inspires me too. So make sure you give her a follow, but I'll let her tell her story.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course.
I'm Winona Fila. I grew up in a small town outside of Eau Claire called Osseo. I'm the oldest of 6 kids. I grew up on a buffalo and crop farm. So growing up, I was always more heavier set and stronger just naturally by having to do field work. And then I also played 3 sports in high school. I played volleyball, basketball, and softball. So that's when I first got introduced into the weight room. Being up there for like a FIAD class, I think, was the very first time. And I remember going to the bench press, and I was able to bench more than almost all the guys in my class. And I just thought, like, how cool is that, you know? Like, they couldn't believe it. And I just thought it was the coolest thing. And ever since then, I just kind of kept rolling with it. And I noticed a difference. Weightlifting in my athletic performance as an athlete with sports, like how it transitioned over. And I just loved it. So I was lifting maybe like 3 times a week. It wasn't anything super serious. But then I got to college, and I actually played college basketball. I played for 4 years at Wisconsin Lutheran College in Milwaukee. And that's when I saw how it made the biggest difference. It really gave me that extra edge over other freshmen coming in from people who hadn't lifted in high school and had no experience in the weight room whatsoever. So, I mean, that was obviously very helpful.
For sure.
Then, I graduated last spring. My major was biochemistry. And since then, obviously I love the weight room, so I kept doing it. And I just happened to be a 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week. It's hard to stay away. Type of deal, and just getting a routine. And I'm a very competitive person. I love pushing myself in the gym. So obviously I work to be better every day. I work to be better than the person I was yesterday, but I'm competitive, and you can compete with yourself every day for as long as you want, but sometimes you just need that extra edge, or you need something or someone else to motivate you or push you even further than you thought you could go. So then that's when I got into bodybuilding, and I actually competed for the first time last October. I wasn't stage lean at all, but I learned a lot, and I didn't do too bad. And so that's kind of got me on the track of where I ended up today. And I'm looking to prep here for another show in the future. Obviously, with the coronavirus and everything, shows are being postponed and canceled. So I'm not sure on the exact date, but I will definitely be getting on stage again soon.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I mean, that was kind of a lot in a short amount of time, but that's kind of the gist of it.
What did your training look like when you started lifting?
So that's funny because that's changed a lot, actually. When I first started, I just kind of did like an upper day and a lower day. And sometimes my thought was, well, if I just hit kind of like a full body, if I just hit every muscle a little bit, it won't get too tired, and then it'll be perfect the next day. So that was like my train of thought, super new. And so I just started that, and then I would do like, all arms, like all upper day one day, and then all lower day the next day, and then maybe a full body day. So 3 times a week. And then as I got more into it, I started meeting more people, more athletes. Obviously, being on Instagram and having that influence, you learn a lot as well. And you see different training methods, different training styles. So right now I actually have a 6-day split. So I do 2 lower days, and they're separated. I do like a glute and a hamstring focus day. And then I'll have a quad day, and then I do shoulders twice a week, and then chest one day and back one day.
So obviously that's changed a lot since your beginning. I have to say, for a beginner routine, that's probably one of the more solid ones that I've seen, especially like for me when I started training. It was arms 7 days a week and only arms.
That sounds pretty common with guys that I know. Yeah. They tend to skip leg day, and I've noticed girls will skip the arm day.
Yeah. Oh, that's really, 6 days a week's a lot. Do you ever find yourself burnt out?
Surprisingly, no. I don't know if it's just because my body has gotten really used to it, and it's just kind of part of my routine and my lifestyle. But I will say rest days, obviously, they're very important. Like, everyone should take them, and you do need them at a time and place. But I've gotten better at listening to my body. So throughout the week, let's say like on Thursday, if I'm just super sore and I'm just not in it, I'll take my rest day then and just push my lifts back a day. Because typically I'll take a rest day on like a Sunday. But I do listen to my body.
Outside of training, what do you do to make sure you recover outside of the gym?
I'm going to say nutrition is huge. It's 100% can make or break. And that's something I had no idea until I went to college that I actually started playing more with my nutrition. And when I did, that's when I really started to see results, whether it was, bulking and gaining strength or cutting and getting leaner. Like you can do whatever you want in the gym, but you cannot outwork a bad diet. And I've tried it and it doesn't work. So.
Do you do any cardio outside of your weight routine?
I do. Right now I'm doing 45 minutes of cardio a day. But again, that's going to obviously vary for everybody based on where you are right now and your goals of where do you want to be.
Did your education, your post-secondary education, that have any effect on your training and how you viewed fitness and nutrition in a whole?
Yeah. So my degree is in biochemistry. I work as a pharmacy tech. I want to go to PA school. So obviously I'm in the health and science fields. You get to understand things. Both for my degree, it was more at like the molecular level. So I could draw you the whole pathway on how your body is going to break down carbohydrates and what they turn into, or how amino acids are going to build to make different proteins. So I would say learning at that level was very fascinating and interesting, just to see how what you see as oatmeal and like what it is actually molecularly made up of, if that makes sense.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very fascinating how the human body works. I am still learning every single day. I can't wait to learn more about it. But yeah, you definitely realize what you're putting in your body and what it's going to turn out to be. And I think that definitely has an influence on what you decide to put in your body and what you choose to eat.
So obviously there's a ton of debate on like how much protein you should eat. From your research and what you've learned about, how much protein would you recommend somebody who's into weightlifting eat, like per their body weight?
So one thing I've noticed too with protein in general, females typically do not eat enough protein, whether they work out or not. And protein is the building block, obviously, of muscle, and it's also going to keep you full throughout the day. I notice when I meet my protein goals or intake, I'm less likely to fall off my diet plan, if that makes sense, or I'm more like I'm going to be full. I think right now I'm consuming 180 grams of protein. So I think for females, obviously it depends on how much you weigh and your activity level. But for anyone who's lifting, you need to hit, I would say, at least 150 grams of protein per day.
For sure.
At the very minimum.
How do you view calories?
Calories. Calories are, I would say, the building block. Well, not the build. There's such a hard debate on it. But I think at the end of the day, if you want to lose weight, you just have to consume less calories than you're burning. So your intake has to be less than your output. If you want to build, it's got to be more than your output.
Yeah. Calories in, calories out. Compared to like tracking like carbs and fats, just view it all as energy as a whole and stress less about it all.
Exactly. Like, you can simplify it to that level. If you want to get more in detail and track like carbs and proteins and fats, you most definitely can. But you don't need to make things super complicated. Just simplify it. You want to lose weight, eat less. You want to build, eat more.
For sure. What motivated you during your fitness journey?
So it was the end of I think it was my sophomore year of college. I just wanted to lean out a little bit and get more stronger. And I actually hired a coach. She wasn't very experienced. She was just kind of getting her foot out there. And so my body responded really well, but I lost weight really fast and a little too fast. So I got really small unintentionally. And so then from there, I hired a different coach who was more experienced, and we worked on building my body back up. And that's kind of where I've gotten to now. And then that's where I've entered in competing. But I will say, hiring a coach, an experienced coach, putting your health in someone else's hands is a very big decision to make. And you want to choose someone who is experienced and they know what they're doing, because your health is super important. If you don't have your health, you're not going to have anything at the end of the day. So I would say obviously take that into consideration. Also, hiring a coach is good for accountability, responsibility, and you can also learn from them. Every coach has a different style of training, a different method, different theories. So, I love meeting new people and seeing kind of what they do, because sometimes you can use that for your own or make it your own. But yeah, did that answer your question? I feel like I kind of got off track.
That was okay. Really, you really covered all bases with that.
Okay, good.
What was stepping on stage like?
Oh my gosh, I was shaking. I was so nervous. But I will say, so I'm not a very girly girl. I'm not very flashy. Like I live in sweats and scrubs for work and workout clothes, obviously. Like I have jeans that like I haven't touched in my closet for probably 4 years, but they're there. So being on stage in like a bikini suit is something in front of people in heels is something I never thought I could do or would ever want to do. But that was another reason why I wanted to like prep for being on stage was it was going to force me to get outside my comfort zone. And, you know, looking back, I did it. So I can do it. And now I just have to do it better. But each time I went out, because every class you compete in, you have to go out again. And each time I went out, I got more and more confident and I got a little less nervous and I wasn't shaking as bad. And I think the last time I came out, you know, I was having a lot of fun. Like it was a lot of fun to be up there.
That's awesome. Yeah, what I tell a lot of people is I see a lot of my friends and other people see in the gym, they compare themselves to other people too much. And even though they're progressing, they don't allow themselves to be happy with what they have. And just like, especially with you, like stepping on the stage, like people compare themselves to say that, oh, I have to be this level of leanness. But no, it's really just like be better than you were last time. Just seek improvement. And if it's small, just be happy with it. And don't expect to be the most shredded, like Mr. Olympia level of standards. It's really just be your best self.
Exactly. And everybody has to start somewhere and everyone started from a different point. You know, you're going to have people who this might be their fifth show. This could be their first show. They could have a coach. They could not have a coach. They could have done it by themselves. So, I mean, yeah, you're all ending up at the same point and being judged, but no one knows where you started. So
exactly.
My goal for my next time is to obviously just beat the package I brought before. And I follow a lot of people who compete on Instagram and I see what they're bringing and I see what they're doing. And like, I'm excited because it gives me that edge and it gives me that propelling to just keep going and keep like pushing myself to be better. But yeah, I mean, you just, at the end of the day, you got to remember where you started. And even like taking progress pics is so important because it's easy to lose track and feel like you're not making any progress. But if you save those pictures and look back just 2 weeks, I guarantee you'll see some differences.
Exactly. What division did you compete in?
I did figure.
Okay. What are the standards for that one? I'm not really familiar with all the women's ones, but what does figure really focus on?
Figure is kind of an in-between. They want to see more muscle, but they don't want to see you super lean. So there's really 3 categories, I would say, are main building blocks for female athletes. It's bikini, which I compare to like a Victoria's Secret model or like a Barbie doll. Like they want you slim, like looking good in a bikini, but not too much muscle. Figure, you're going to want more muscle, a little bit more solid, and the poses are different. And then the last standard would be physique, which would be like they're looking for a lot more muscle tone and a lot more leanness.
Okay. That really helped explain it for me. It's just there's so many new ones that keep on emerging and all the federations out there. Yeah,
every federation posing's different and they keep adding more categories. Like I think they just added a classic physique category. So instead of a 2-piece suit, you're wearing a 1-piece suit. So kind of trying to bring it back.
Yeah.
And then they just add a wellness category. So that's going to be more focused for females who are more heavier set down below. So they can't lean out the legs as much. They're looking for more hips and bigger butts type of deal. So, I mean, it's a growing thing, which is awesome because it'll fit a lot more people, which is kind of cool.
What advice would you have for somebody who wants to compete but isn't quite sure of themselves?
Sure. I would say don't be afraid to reach out to other people who have competed or even go on YouTube and see kind of what it's all about. I would definitely recommend going to a show or two just to kind of get in that atmosphere and that like environment to get a good feel for what it's going to be like. I went to a couple shows before and that's where I met people and just watching people on stage, like seeing their poses, seeing what they're going to have to do. And then if you follow people on Instagram or reach out, you know, kind of seeing what their training was like and what their meals were like. It's hard, not only like physically in the gym is it hard, but mentally you have to be in a really good state because you're pushing past so many barriers. And a lot of times you're going to want to quit because it's going to get really, really hard. And I think just finding other people who have done it and talking to them about it and seeing if it's a good fit for you or having resources out there. I know being a part of a team really helped me because I could talk to other people who were going through the exact same things as I were. So I'd bring my food all prepped to work, and people at work would kind of give me crap for it, like, oh, she's eating chicken broccoli again, or we have a potluck, and they'd be like, oh, you don't want to eat this, and it's like, well, yeah, of course I want to, but you can't, and so you can kind of vent to your other teammates who are going through the same things, and I think that definitely helps having people in your corner for when you're going to need them.
Oh, I totally agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you take any supplements to assist the journey?
I was a natural athlete, so I didn't do anything like that. But I definitely do protein powder.
Mm-hmm.
I take BCAAs for intro workout. I do take a pre-workout. I was doing GNC, their Beyond Raw Lit. I did that for a little bit.
Which flavor?
And then I like the gummy worm.
That was my favorite too. I remember
that was really
the first time I took the gummy worm. I didn't what's beta-alanine? That's the stuff in there, that the vasodilator.
Yes.
I remember the first time I took it, I took 2 servings of it, and like me, I wasn't used to pre-workout or beta-alanine at all. And I remember I was sitting at my kitchen table, and I just got this most intense that pinprick feeling.
Yep.
But it was 10 times what I thought it would be like, and I thought I was having an allergic reaction, and almost drove myself to the hospital at that point. But thank God that went away.
Yeah. So never double scoop pre-workout ever.
Start with half a scoop and then build up from there if you need more of it. But
yeah.
Yeah. Protein powder. For me, it was just eating, you have to eat a certain amount of food. And for me, I'm a guy and I do a lot of physical activity, so my calories are generally a little bit higher. And so I'm eating bigger meals, and just the protein powder, it just really helps make sure that you get all of it in the day. You don't have to stress eat or stress about food too much. But protein powder.
Yeah.
Is there any brand of protein that you recommend over the other?
I really like PE Science. I think it blends really well, and it sits pretty well for me. It digests pretty good. They have really good flavors. Their vanilla is prime. And then I really like Bowmar Nutrition. They have some really flavoring of protein. Frosted cookie is probably my go-to. It's really good.
I'll have to try that.
And wedding cake. They just came out with wedding cake, and it tastes like angel food cake.
It sounds delicious.
So good.
I just got some bodybuilding.com oatmeal cookie protein, and give it about a 5. It's not the best.
That's the worst when you commit to buying protein. It's like a 3 or 5 pound jug, and you're like, oh.
I think mine was 8.
Oh man, that's
80
even
servings in there. It's fine. It's protein. Even if I have to choke it down, it's part of the journey, I guess. But
Yep, live and learn, right?
Exactly. What were some of the daily habits that helped you along your journey?
I think, especially right now, we just with things changing every day and the uncertainty and whatnot, just reminding myself of my end goal and where I want to be every day. I wake up and I remember it. Sometimes even journaling the night before or after the day. So before I go to bed, kind of reflecting on my day, how I felt and, what my thoughts were, and just, I guess, keeping track and trying to keep focused throughout the whole journey. Reaching out, talking to people. If you have a coach, being transparent and honest with them about what you're struggling with, because they've been there, they've done that, they can probably help you. I would say don't be afraid to ask for help too, because you're probably not the only one out there.
Yeah.
And that's a big reason why, on my Instagram, I try to be pretty transparent and pretty honest about what I'm going through, what I've been through, so that hopefully, it can help other people going through the same things, because it's not always easy talking about that stuff, but a lot of times a lot of people are going through it.
Yeah, no, of course. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. After you competed, and you see these videos of people in their crazy cheat meals. What did you eat after you were done off the stage?
Oh my gosh, I love pancakes. I could eat pancakes every single day, and I really, really wanted pancakes, but nothing was open. It was in Duluth, and so we went and got burgers and fries. So that was good. It was decent. But the next morning, I got my pancakes, and I was so happy.
Did you have a crazy rebound effect afterwards? I hear so many people that just go on these crazy binges afterwards and regain all the weight. How did you kind of jump at that?
Surprisingly, I didn't. I don't know. I was expecting to, because throughout prep, you crave all these different things. I order all these brownies and post show treats and whatnot. But once you diet for so long, I don't know if you forget what those foods taste like, but you forget you don't crave them anymore. And so after my show, I really I didn't, and I was fortunate not to. And I had a pretty good coach who helped me reverse diet and get back. And so thankfully I was lucky that way.
Yeah. What did your prep look like?
I mean, I had a 6-day split. I was doing cardio every day. I did do fasted cardio. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty intense. The diet was pretty intense. You know, every week you got closer, you kept eating less and less. I remember I kind of had like, because my prep was so short, I had like a 2-week peak week. So peak week is the week before your show, but mine was like 2 weeks. So I was eating just straight up chicken for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, like no veggies, just chicken. And at the end of it, I was so sick of chicken. I never wanted to eat chicken again.
Did you put anything on your chicken? Any seasoning or any sauces?
The only thing I could have was mustard. So mustard is my favorite condiment.
Oh my gosh.
I had like 7 different flavors of mustard.
I didn't know that there's more than one flavor of mustard.
Yeah, there's like chipotle mustard, dill mustard, ground mustard. Oh, there's so many. They're good.
You should try. There's this 0-calorie hot sauce that I drink. It's called Tennessee Sunshine. The best sauce that I've ever had.
What do you get?
I think it's just at like any Woodman's or local food place, but it's amazing. I put that on chicken, pork, pretty much anything. Eggs. It's delicious. But if you're trying to switch it up and your coach is okay with that, I'd highly recommend Tennessee Sunshine. It's delicious.
I'll give it a try. Thanks.
What are some of your favorite exercises?
Favorite exercise. Okay, so people think that I do legs every day and that I like love leg day. And I mean, I like a good leg day, but it's not my favorite. Lately I've been loving back day. Back and shoulders are actually my favorite. For back day, I love doing pull-ups and barbell rows are my favorite. And then for shoulders, I really like lateral raises. I do a drop set on them. So it really burns them out and fatigues the muscle. And I've been seeing a lot of growth that way, which I really like. So I'll do like a 7x30 lateral raises. And then the last like 4 to 3 reps or sets, I'll like drop sets. I'll do 30 and then drop the weight, do 30 and then drop the weight and do 30 more. And it is an absolute killer finisher if you need one for a
just
shoulder
trying to
day.
drive all the blood you can to the shoulders.
Yes.
I use that technique. It just gives the best. You feel so pumped afterwards, and you can really tell that there's been a lot of muscle strain has happened, and it feels really good. I really recommend drop sets for shoulders.
Oh yeah, for sure. You feel it the next day, and I have like a love-hate relationship with soreness. I like it because it means I did something, but then you kind of hate it because it kind of sucks. But I'm always definitely sore the next day after those.
For sure. And kind of going off that first question, if you only had one exercise you could do, like the most bang for your buck exercise, what would it be?
See, and I was thinking about this one too, and I think I'm going to say a squat just because there's so much variation with it. So if I could only do a squat, I could be doing like box squats, pause squats, and you can engage a lot of different muscles with that.
Yeah, your whole posterior chain.
Yeah, so I think a squat. What would yours be?
I'd probably have to say squat too. It would hurt not training upper body anymore, but I think just for general health and functionality, not skipping legs would probably be best and hitting some squats.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a full body movement, like the range wise. So yeah, I think that's what I would go with.
I think squats and those other big compound movements are the best too because they really tax you too. Like squats, like after a certain amount of like heavy reps, it almost becomes cardio in a sense, and you can just really feel the strain and like you're putting in the work, and that's probably another reason why I like them so much.
Mm-hmm, most definitely. I know I'll be doing a leg day and I'll superset things. Like I'll do like 5x20 for squats, let's say. So higher volume. And then I'll superset that with like alternating lunge jumps or different stuff like that. And I get done with like one set. People are like, they'll come over to me and be like, did you just get done doing cardio or something? I was like, nah, I was just lifting.
Yeah, you're just using so many muscles that it really truly does become cardio. It's crazy. Do you prefer HIIT cardio or steady state cardio?
At the moment, steady state. Just because with my last prep, I did so much HIIT, and I do enjoy HIIT and a good HIIT. Like I love burpees and sprints and whatnot, but I just got kind of sick of it. So right now we're doing steady state, and I kind of like that a little bit more.
Were there any moments that really stood out on your fitness journey that like really helped you become who you are today?
I would say just meeting all the people I've met along the way, honestly, because, at the gym, you can go to the gym, and I'm one of those people who I'll go, and some days like I won't talk to a lot of people, just come in, do my own thing and leave. But I guess over the years I've gotten better at, approaching people and talking to them and connecting and, asking what their story is or asking what their like philosophies are, or even asking for like a spot or something. And over the years I've kind of gained like, you have your gym family almost, like the people you look forward to like going to train with at the gym. They're there when you go, and it's just kind of fun and creates a good atmosphere, and it's something to look forward to every day. Like you're having a bad day or, having some problems in your personal life, you can talk to these people at the gym about it. Like they don't care and they're going to be there for you regardless. So I love that. All the people I've met. I love going on road trips. So like I'll take a road trip over the weekend to go check out a new gym, just try out new equipment, the different atmosphere. And so I'll connect with people like in Minnesota at a gym over there, meet some friends, have a good lift, and then come back here. So I would just say the people.
I totally agree with that. Do you prefer like more of like the hardcore powerlifting and bodybuilding gyms, or do you like just the general like fitness centers and fitness clubs?
I'm definitely like a power lifter, bodybuilder, gym junkie. I would say I lived at Gold's, obviously, and it used to be, I think Gold's first started as like a bodybuilding gym was kind of its intentions, but I feel like in town it's kind of more like a country club kind of gym sort of now, which is fine. But that's why like Animal House is a well-known bodybuilding gym in Milwaukee. So you walk in there and just the atmosphere of everybody, like everyone's training so hard, and there's a lot of big people there, like super strong, and it's just so motivating. Like I love that stuff. Or even 3D in Chippewa, you go in the basement there and they're blaring music and it's darker and you see people competing like along the walls, and I thrive off those environments.
There's just something, there's something about that environment, like being able to like see people like working as hard or harder than you. It just really motivates like me and other people to like really push themselves as hard as they can. But yeah, training around people who are lifting like really hard, it's such a great way to like really get into it and really push yourself. Like finding a training partner for me who was bigger than me was probably like the biggest like thing of benefit for me, just because I was forced to work that much harder and like forced me to work that much out of my comfort zone, and that was probably one of the biggest things that affected my training.
Oh, most definitely. There's a group of us at Gold's, and a lot of them are guys. So Matt and Cody are their names, and they're a lot bigger, a lot stronger than me. But I remember I came and I did a back day with them, and they helped me push so much more weight than I ever would have like by myself, even just like assisting a little bit, but like allowing me to hit that rep range with that weight. I was so sore for like the next few days, but just being able to do that was so much fun. Like they really pushed me, and it's something you can't do by yourself all the time.
I totally agree with you. What are your favorite people to watch for fitness content?
My what?
What are your favorite people to watch like on YouTube for fitness content and just general information or entertainment?
Okay, yeah. So I actually don't go on YouTube that often. I'm more on Instagram, I guess. But Haley Wagner, she's based out of Milwaukee. I love her content. She's my coach, and she's super inspiring to me. She's trying to go pro, and she's gotten so close so many times, but she knows what she's doing, and it's so cool to watch. And I guess I don't really have any other like specific people. I mean, I love meeting new people and all people and seeing what everyone's about. So I guess, I'm okay watching anything.
Hey, I respect that. What would you recommend to somebody who's struggling to follow through with a fitness routine and to really commit themselves to the gym?
I guess I would ask them to kind of reflect on their goals as to like why they're there. I guess remembering your why, because, in the beginning, everybody what you want, and you say, I'm willing to do anything to get this. I really want it. And then in the middle, when it starts to get hard, sometimes it's hard to remember your why and why you wanted to start in the beginning. But if you can keep going and follow through, I guarantee the end will be like, it'll be worth it. So I guess, connecting with people, maybe even like going to a different gym, a different environment, and getting a lift in there to get a different feel for other people. Like seeing other people work hard might be able to give you that little push, that little boost that you need. Or just, maybe just take a rest day and kind of reflect and regroup, or reaching out to your coach or other people. That might help.
That's awesome. Wow. Honestly, like all the stuff that you've said during these last 30 minutes, I've just seen so much of like it in my life and like other people's lives. Like I think this is probably some of the best like fitness advice that I think people can really take to heart and really use to benefit themselves.
Oh, good. Like, I mean, that's the whole point of why I share what I think and what I believe, because I hope that, it's helped me get to where I am, and hopefully I'll be able to help other people as well. And I don't know, at the end of the day, like I work in healthcare, so like I want to help people throughout my life. And this is just another tunnel that I see that I can reach out to other people. So thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah, of course. Where can they find you on social media again?
Make a change to see a change.
All right, everybody, make sure you go follow her. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys all enjoyed and can took some of this advice and use it to benefit your training. But I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Thank you. See ya.